Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching FANTAVISION, and well, PlayStation has finally done it. They now have their Game Pass equivalent. Well, it's not at the same time. That's the strange thing about this. Now, we've been waiting for Sony to respond to Microsoft's Game Pass, basically since Game Pass's inception, but is this really it? Well, according to them, kind of, because there are 3 different tiers, and it really just seems like they're combining 2 products that already existed. I don't know. We'll get to that in just a second, but of course, do like the video. It really does help, and subscribe for more gaming news and related content. So let's dive into the 3 tiers, starting with the Essential tier, which is basically just PlayStation Plus regular. So the first one's called PlayStation Plus Essential. It's PlayStation Plus as we know it right now. There are no changes. That's super exciting. Let's just move on. Actually, real quick before we do, why does it say 2 monthly downloadable games? Am I wrong? Isn't it normally 3? Don't we normally get 3 downloadable games? Are they gonna change that? Are they lowering the amount of games we're getting every month now? I'm hoping that was a mistake on their part, and we're not actually getting less free games every month after this new change. I guess we'll have to see, but so far that's the only thing I have to say about this tier, and that's a bit strange. Oh, and also $60 a year, $24.99 quarterly, $10 monthly. Again, really no difference between what it is now and what it will be. PlayStation Plus Extra. Now this is where things start changing. So this is PlayStation Plus, but they added PlayStation Now on top of it. That's what this is. This is just PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, boom. 1 monthly payment of $15 or $100 yearly or $40 quarterly. Honestly, guys, if you're paying anything other than the yearly price, you are doing yourself a great disservice, and you're spending way more money than you need to. I mean, if you're buying these things at MSRP, that's already crazy, and we'll get to that at the end. PlayStation Plus Premium provides all the benefits from the Essential and Extra tiers, but adds up to, strange wording there, 340 additional games, including PlayStation 3 games available via cloud streaming, a catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations, offers cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in the Extra and Premium tiers in markets where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PS4 and PS5 consoles and PC, and they'll allow you to have time-limited game trials offered at this tier so customers can try games before they buy. And that's $17.99 a month, $50 a quarter, or $120 a year. So, that is their premium. This is what they're going to be compared to with Game Pass. Now, on paper, that's a lot of games. That is a lot of games you're going to have access to. That's great. However, it's a lot of big buts here. The games you're being given access to, like the only ones that people are really going to care about are PlayStation 3, and you have to stream those. Somehow, Sony still hasn't figured out how to emulate their own console from 2 generations ago because they decided to build it in a weird way. Yeah, PlayStation 3 games, you still have to stream them. You can't just play them. You can't just download them. And although I'm paying for unlimited data, and a lot of people are as well, there are going to be a ton of people that can't take advantage of this feature because they have limited data. They have a data cap in their market, and they can't afford to pay for unlimited, or they don't have the option, which I didn't for the longest time. I mean, is anybody really that excited to be able to play PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PSP games on their PS5 or PS4? I mean, the thing is I like older games, okay? I've always been a defender of preservation, and I love classic games. I'm not saying I don't like classic games, and I'm not saying people don't like classic games. I'm just thinking it's kind of weird to pay for the privilege of having just temporary access, especially if it's streaming. Now, if it's downloading, that's a little bit different, but why is that in the most premium tier? Why is that not just included in PlayStation Now, in that previous tier that was $20 cheaper? I mean, they're old games. Just include them with all those other 400 PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. This is a really strange tier. This is where things got really weird because they had me up until this point. I was like, that's fine. You're just combining two products, whatever. You're trying to make it look like a new product and you're trying to increase the dollar per subscription. I get that. But what is going on here? Time limited game trials? Like that's locked behind the premium subscription? That's a bit strange. I feel like demos used to be free, didn't they? Am I wrong? Am I wrong in thinking that? The demos used to be... You have to pay for demos? It's strange to me to see that as another thing locked behind that premium paywall. The number one thing that they're missing, and the number one thing that makes me say this is not as good as Game Pass, is the fact there's no day one releases. You do not get PlayStation in-house developed games day one on PlayStation Plus Premium or Essential or any of these. You just don't. And that kills it for me. That's the number one reason why Game Pass is absolutely killing it right now. Because you don't have to worry about buying any Microsoft games because they just put them on Game Pass day one. And I don't know if they're taking a big loss on this, but that's what it sounds like when Jim Ryan has come out and said that they can't put their games day one because their games would suffer. Now, I disagree with that statement. It doesn't quite make any sense. Why would your games suffer by having them more readily available to everybody? I would argue it would make those games stronger, especially if they have an online component. More people are going to be online. You're going to find games faster. It's going to be a better experience. I know what he's really saying is we can't afford it. It's going to impact us. It's not going to impact our games. It's going to impact us and our bottom line because they're going to lose out on a lot of sales if they start putting these games on this PlayStation Premium. However, I would argue there must be a reason why Microsoft is doing it. Yeah, they've got big money to throw around, but they wouldn't just be giving out money. They wouldn't just be giving out games out of the goodness of their heart. They'd be doing it with some strategy in mind. So it's strange that PlayStation doesn't see the same strategy that Microsoft does, but maybe it's a longer strategy that PlayStation just can't afford. But at the end of the day, what they're really doing with this new subscription, and the reason it's not really exciting to me at all is, I mean, like I talked about those old games, they're locked behind that premium membership. If I'm going to play a PlayStation 2 game, I'll just play it on my computer, or I'll play it on a PlayStation 2. I mean, you can get a PlayStation 2 for dirt cheap, and the game's also dirt cheap. And PlayStation 1 games, PSP games, I mean, you can just get a PSP, and they're so cheap. And I've got a PlayStation 1 Classic that I've modded, so I can play PlayStation 1 games on a big screen if that's what I want to do. I mean, there are so many different ways to play those older titles, and honestly, they probably play better when they're being emulated through different emulators than is going to be seen on this service, because you can tweak all the different settings. But I don't know, it just is not a selling point to me personally because I know there are so many alternative ways of doing it. Unless they show definitively that this is the best way to experience these titles, maybe I'll think about it, but for right now, it is not a solid selling point. Same with the time trials. I seriously don't understand that. And the fact that PlayStation 3 games are streaming, again, not only do I worry about other people when it comes to data plans, but for myself, I have noticed streaming games at least hasn't been amazing. I may have unlimited data, but the integrity of the internet in my area is not amazing. So if I get a slight hiccup in my internet, I'm just going to have a hiccup in my game and it's going to ruin the gaming experience. So, like I said earlier in this video, this isn't really anything new. Like, yeah, there's a couple new things in here, but considering that they're not going to be adding PlayStation 5 games day one, they're going to wait like a year or so. It's not really anything that exciting. It's just two products being combined into a newly named thing so they can take current subscribers of PlayStation Plus and hopefully get them to a higher dollar spending amount. And that's really what we're seeing here. This is just a smart marketing tactic to repackage two products that were once separate into one brand new product so people like me talk about it and all these different gaming presses talk about it, and then that's their marketing. There you go. They have marketing for this brand new product, and brand new products are what's going to sell. And plus, when you've got PlayStation Now separated from PlayStation Plus, I mean, there's not as many upsell opportunities for this company instead of just combining them. Because if you can just upgrade your membership of PlayStation Plus to include PlayStation Now, maybe it's more attractive for people. It's easier. It's not a separate service. It's the same service. It's just an upgraded premium version of it. So even though this is the same two products, combining them is just going to make it an easier shopping experience for consumers. That's what this is, you know? And I'm hoping more people report on this exactly for what it is. Maybe I'm looking at this completely wrong. Maybe I missed something. Let me know in the comments if I did. But that's what I've seen this as. It's not really anything too exciting. It's not really anything new. And I don't really think it competes with Game Pass. It's not even close to being on the same level. A lot of people are going to say, let's talk about pricing. Because a lot of people are going to say that Game Pass is more expensive than PlayStation Plus Premium, which it is. But you're getting more value with those day one games. You're getting exclusives. And why are you buying any of these things for full price? Seriously, why are you buying Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for full price? Why are you buying PlayStation Plus for full price when every single year around the holidays they drop? Every single time. Game Pass Ultimate, I buy 3 months for $22 to $25 every single time around Black Friday. And I'll bulk buy those, so I'll just have the entire year, and then the next year when it rolls around again, I'm only spending $100 a year on Game Pass Ultimate or less. So that's the way to do it, and that makes the prices a little bit closer, and it saves you a lot of money in the end. So if you guys didn't know that, now you do. There's a pro tip. Don't spend full price on these things. For the love of God, do not do it monthly. Don't do it quarterly. If you're gonna do it, even if at full price, do the full year. Otherwise, you're just screwing yourself over. Look at the premium, for example. Let's just take a look at the PlayStation Plus Premium. How much would that cost a year if you did it quarterly? It'd be $200. That's $80 more expensive than if you were to just buy it by the year. At $18 a month, if you were to pay for this monthly for some reason, it'd be $216. You'd be almost paying double what it is per year if you buy it per year. So again, you gotta commit to one of these things, and if you're not wanting to commit now, I would wait for it to go on sale. That's all I gotta say about that. So unfortunately, in my opinion, this isn't super exciting. It's really nothing new, and unfortunately, PlayStation is just not competing in the same realm as Microsoft. I want there to be huge competition between the two, because if there's huge competition, it means that they're both gonna have to battle it out in pricing and everything else. If Sony really wanted to kick Xbox's ass, because right now, when it comes to sales, they're about neck and neck. I think Xbox might have a slight lead. If they want to win, just make online gaming free. It's that simple. Go back to what it was like on the PlayStation 3 and make it online for free. And then you can have PlayStation Plus just be an extra service that provides extra content like it was in the PlayStation 3. I was a PlayStation Plus subscriber on the PlayStation 3 because the immense value it provided every single month with the selection of games that you got. I didn't pay for it because I had to play online. I did it because I felt it was a good value proposition. So if they continued, if they went back to that, I think they would murder it in selling consoles. I mean, they're already selling out, but when they're more available, they'd be beating out Xbox, and I think they'd establish themselves as the dominant force in console gaming because people don't like paying per month just to play their games online. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. I don't think we're ever going to go back to free online in consoles ever again. They found a way to make free money essentially, and they're never going to give that up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about the PlayStation Plus Essentials, Extra, and Premium, and like the video if you guys liked it, subscribe for more content, and as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody.